Everyone tells you passive income is the reward for being smart. That it's something you unlock after you crack the code, buy the right asset, or stumble onto the perfect system. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. Passive income doesn't reward intelligence. It rewards structure. And that single misunderstanding has quietly cost millions of people decades of effort. Because when most people think about passive income, they imagine freedom at the end of the road, money showing up while they sleep, notifications replacing paychecks, effort slowly dissolving into ease. What they don't see is that every reliable stream of passive income in history followed the same brutal pattern: long periods of invisible setup, boring systems built before exciting results, and a moment where everything almost collapsed before it worked. And here's the mystery that should bother you. If passive income is so powerful, why do so few people actually keep it? Today, we're not just going to talk about how to build passive income. We're going to uncover where passive income really came from, why most attempts fail at the same exact point, what history, markets, and financial systems quietly repeat, and how to build passive income step by step without falling into the same traps. But to understand that, we need to rewind. Because passive income didn't start with YouTube, crypto, or online courses. It started with land, leverage, and control. Part 1. Origins. Where passive income really began long before the internet, before stock apps, before side hustles. Passive income had a different name. It was called rent. For thousands of years, the earliest form of passive income wasn't created by hustling harder. It came from ownership of systems other people depended on. Landowners didn't work more hours. They controlled scarce resources. Farmers worked the land. Merchants moved goods. Workers produced value, and a percentage of that value flowed upward not because of effort, but because of position. This is the first rule of passive income that never changed. Passive income always flows to whoever controls the bottleneck: the land, the road, the mill, the port, the factory, the capital. And this explains why early passive income was brutally unequal. You couldn't work your way into it. You inherited it, conquered it, or bought it with accumulated power. So, when people today say passive income is easier now, they're half right. Technology removed physical barriers, but it did not remove the structural ones. It simply changed what the bottlenecks look like. Part 2. The rise. When passive income became accessible, the real shift began in the 20th century. For the first time, average individuals could own pieces of massive systems without building them themselves. 3. Things changed everything. 1. Public market stocks turned ownership into fractions. You didn't need a factory, you needed a share. 2. Financial instruments, dividends, bonds, and funds automated income distribution. 3. Scale without presence. You could earn money without touching the asset. This is when the idea of passive income escaped the elite. But here's the cause and effect most people miss. As access increased, competition exploded. And when everyone rushed toward the same passive strategies, returns shrank. This is why each generation thinks the previous one had it easier. They didn't. They just faced fewer people chasing the same leverage. Part 3, the breaking point, where most people fail. This is the moment every passive income story hits and where most collapse. It happens after initial success, not before. Here is what it looks like. The blog starts earning, the rental covers its mortgage, the dividend account grows. The course sells without ads, and then something shifts. Growth slows. Maintenance increases. Algorithms change. Markets tighten. Costs rise. And suddenly, what was passive demand's attention again? This is where the fantasy breaks. Because passive income was never about zero effort. It was always about front-loaded effort followed by system maintenance. People fail here because they confuse automation with abandonment. History shows this again and again. Landowners lost land by neglect. Businesses collapsed from outdated processes. Investors lost wealth by assuming permanence. Passive income dies when you stop protecting the system that produces it. Part 4. Fallout. The myths that emerged when people lose passive income. They don't usually blame the structure. They blame themselves, or worse, they blame the concept. This created 3 modern myths. Myth 1. Passive income is a scam. No. Poorly understood leverage is. Myth 2. You need to get lucky. Luck helps, but systems compound. Myth 3. It should feel easy. If it feels easy too early, something's missing. These myths spread faster than truth because they're emotionally comforting. They protect ego. They explain failure without requiring structural thinking. But passive income doesn't care about comfort. It only responds to design. Part 5. Failed fixes. Shortcuts that never work every time passive income gets popular. The same shortcuts appear. Buy this asset, copy this funnel. Automate this platform, set it and forget it. History is brutal here. Shortcuts collapse because they skip control. If you don't own the audience, control the distribution, understand the maintenance, you don't have passive income. You have temporary performance. And temporary performance always reverts to zero. Part 6 Modern. Parallels. Same patterns. New tools. Look around today. Different tools. Same patterns. Social platforms are the new land. Algorithms are the new toll roads. Attention is the new scarce resource. And just like history, early entrants gained leverage. Late entrants faced saturation. Platform owners collected rent. The shocking part? Most people still try to build passive income on systems they don't control. That's not passive income. That's dependency. Part 7. Step by step. How passive income is actually built. Here is the real process and changed across history. Step 1. Identify a bottleneck. Where does value have to pass? Step 2. Build or buy control. Ownership beats optimization. Step 3. Front load the pain. Effort now replaces effort forever. Step 4. Systemize before scaling. Chaos doesn't compound. Step 5. Defend relentlessly. Passive income survives through attention, not neglect. This is not glamorous. It's not viral, but it works. Part 8. 3 takeaways clear. Direct takeaway 1. Passive income is about position, not productivity. Takeaway 2. Every passive system requires protection or it decays. Takeaway 3. If you don't control the system, you don't own the income. Final warning plus open-ended thought. Here is the warning. no one likes to hear. Passive income doesn't make you free. It reveals how well you understand systems. And the open question worth sitting with: if every generation has access to better tools, but fewer people achieve financial independence, what are we still refusing to learn? Call to action natural. Non-pushy. If this changed how you think about passive income, don't just move on. Sit with it. Rewatch the parts that challenged you. And if you want more deep, system-level breakdowns like this, stories that explain why things work, not just what to do, subscribe. Because the next video builds directly on this one and skips the myths entirely.